And this is taking forever to load up. Hooray! Oh, wait. There we go. Let's edit this. Having a hard time with this tonight. There we go. Now I think I'm live. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Check it on my phone, y'all. Oh, I think I am live. Good deal. Yeah. All right. Good deal. Welcome to another Saturday live stream. Hanging out on a Saturday. Got a new microphone. Hopefully it's not too loud on everybody. Hey, you are welcome for your reply. I was literally replying as I was setting up this deal here, the live stream. Unfortunately, I don't know the answer about your question in Canada. Hey, Jerry, good to see you this evening. So I don't know the answer in Canada. I would imagine it's probably the same. Could be a little bit different, but not 100% on Canadian LPNs, unfortunately. But I imagine it's probably about the same. Get me a drink real quick. Thank you. I love doing these live streams, Jerry. They are something for me to do on a Saturday. I think I'm... There we go. Move that around a little bit. Well, how was everyone's week? Mine was just as crazy as it normally is. Always something going on. Never mind, I'm considering LPN school, but I am 37 now. So I was 28 when I went back, when I went to school. So definitely, and I was one of the younger ones too. At 28, we had people that were, in their 50s. So definitely not too late to go back. By no means is 37 too late to go back at all. It's definitely a quicker route to getting a nurse degree. I wouldn't really say it's an easier route, but I would say it's a quicker one. Definitely not, probably not easier, but definitely quicker. There we go. 37, yeah, that's not too bad. It's not too old to go back to nursing school. I had plenty of grandparents in my nursing school, which was, not unheard of at the time when I was going back or going to. I was watching a live chat with a female MP about nursing as a passion versus a job. it is not a passion. It's a job. If you treat it like a passion, you're gonna get your heart broken. You know, in my opinion, if it's a passion, you know, if you have a passion for it, you just have a driving love for something. And the first time that, you know, a patient gets violent with you, or a patient gets upset with you, or whatever it may be, it's just gonna break your heart, and it's just gonna, you know, it's gonna be a terrible disaster. If it's a job, it's something that you can just leave at the door, you know. I just leave it at the door. I don't bring it home with me. You know, I don't bring the job home with me. You know, if we ever have like bad codes or something like that go down, or, you know, somebody's mean to me or whatever, I just leave it at the door, because it's a job. It's not a passion of mine. You definitely have to be willing to do the job, but you know, you have to be sort of something like that. Yes, it's not a passion. It's a job. But like I said, you still gotta have the ability to do the job. So you have to have the passion in your heart to do the job. But nah, I just don't think it's a passion. I think that's when people get their hearts broken, when it's a passion. Could I talk more about my charge nurse who was a LPN, but with a degree? The management LPN that I had was actually computer management in computers. Is that what you're talking about? Because she actually based everything off of like a degree she had in computer science. So I've talked about several LPNs that had degrees, but she's the only one that comes to mind. And Miss Weaver, I am so glad that I was able to inspire you to go back to school at 34. So you're younger than I am, but it's definitely scary going back to school. You know, it was hard for me at 28 to go back to school, and you know, there was just no jobs whenever I did it. So definitely, I'm glad that I'm inspiring you to go back though. I hope everything works out for you going back. But like I said, the LPN that was in management had a computer science degree, and she was like the computer nurse manager, like the IT nurse manager, I guess what you'd call her. She really helped a lot with like charting and stuff like that. She did very little, if any, nursing that I remember. I never worked with that LPN charge nurse as a I never worked with that charge nurse as a nurse. I worked with her like IT. So she was the only charge nurse I had with a degree. But there's been several charge nurses that I've worked with that were LPNs. I even worked with a charge nurse at the hospital that was an LPN. And he had, you know, it was simply because he had seniority over everybody. But he was very, very oftentimes my charge nurse as an LPN. Although, you know, you can't give orders as an LPN. You can only, you know, you have to follow in the RN's footsteps, whatever. Yeah, I worked with several LPNs that were charge nurses. No, there were plenty of LPN jobs when I graduated. There were no jobs when I went to school for nursing, because that was back when 2008, 2009, when the economy tanked. So no, there were plenty of nursing jobs. I found a nursing job immediately after graduating, but there were no like at regular work when I graduated nursing school. So yes, there were plenty of LPN jobs, plenty. It did not take me long at all before I found something I could do. Let me bump that down just a little bit. Try that. I hope that's better. I'm trying out a new microphone and trying to get my sound quality up, and not trying to bust everybody's speakers out. when I got the microphone, my oldest was in here doing ASMR videos. I didn't post any of them, but she was like rubbing things on the microphone and whatnot. Because apparently what kids do that see microphones, they rub stuff on them to make ASMR videos. I will not understand it. I can't do the ASMR. My kids are into it, but I can't do that mess. She apparently moved my chair around quite a bit too. But I've been charge nurse as an LPN. I was charge nurse. My very first time being charge nurse was Thanksgiving Day, because it was Thanksgiving Day and I happened to have seniority over everybody. Did not enjoy that Thanksgiving Day, but I didn't even have. But like, say I graduated in like July, and that was November, so I had like 4 months of experience. And they put me as charge nurse. I mean, I think that was the wrong call. I think they should have given it to somebody else. But I had 4 months at that job when nobody else did, so they put me as charge nurse that day. And it was absolutely no fun. Ugh. The very first day as charge nurse, had people fighting. I was on a lockdown unit. It was terrible. I had to have a code to get out. This is back when they could smoke on the grounds, and they would walk out, and there was like a fenced in area because it was a lockdown unit. It was like a little tiny 10 by 10 fenced in area they could go outside and smoke. It's rare to see who stay as an LPN with another bachelor's degree or master's degree. You would be surprised, at least here locally, how many LPNs have other degrees. So many LPNs have other degrees like that they started with. They might have graduated in education is a big one. Teachers. There's a lot of teachers that become nurses. What's the other one that's a big one? Massage therapy. I don't think it's a BS. I don't think it's a bachelor's degree, but massage therapists become nurses a lot of times for some reason. And also nurses become massage therapists. That one kind of goes both ways. You'd be surprised at how many LPNs have degrees in other areas. You would be very surprised at how many do. How long did it take me to be content in my work? Like comfortable at what I'm doing? I don't know. It took different times at different jobs. Like at the nursing home, it was probably 3-4 months. In dialysis, it was about 3-4 months, and then in substance abuse, it was in substance abuse, it took me probably about 3-4 months. So probably about 3-4 months in each job, I'd say. Yes, good evening. Yes, thank you. Got a new mic. Good evening to you. Rex is retro. I think that's what that is. It could be one word, but I am not the best at pronunciation. But yes, it took me probably 3-4 months, like right at the very end of like your first quarter, I guess, quarter of a year being on a job. That's what I would say. Good. All right. I feel like my wife Courtney has told me that, but I forget things. Fleeting anxiety. Each class brings new things to learn. I keep thinking, just get to the end. But now I wonder if the job is always... Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Anxiety keeps you in check. So that sort of fear, like I don't ever want that fear to like leave me, if that makes sense. that sort of anxiety that you're feeling. I don't ever want to like have that fear leave me in nursing, especially because I feel like um that sort of being scared of the job, being that fear that you feel sort of keeps you in check and makes you check yourself. So I don't ever like want that fear part of the job to ever leave me. I feel like if that ever does leave me, I need to do something different because I would just feel too comfortable to not worry about checking anything. And there's times in my current job that I go in autopilot mode and realize, probably 30 minutes later, like, oh, I just went in autopilot and I didn't check anything. And so that, that kind of scares me that I went in autopilot mode. So I want the fear with me while I'm at work. Yeah, those nurses, you got to think too. The nurses with other degrees, they could have got that degree at what can you graduate college at 21, 22? They could have graduated at 21, 22 and said, hey, you know what, because at 22 I was an idiot. They could have said, hey, I'm 22 years old. I don't really want to be a teacher for the next 45 years or whatever. This isn't what I want to do at all. And they start working at Old Navy as a checkout salesman or whatever. And then they go back to nursing school. So plenty of people realized right after graduating college that they don't want to be whatever they graduated with. And then they go back to nursing school. Especially your community college people. Because I was 28 when I went back. And I was 28 when I went back. And I was one of the younger ones. So plenty of them people had other degrees and other things because at 22 they graduated and said, this isn't for me anymore, and went into whatever. So I don't think that they sacrificed so much if they were younger when they got the degree. Don't want to be too relaxed, and I'm glad I can help Mrs. Weaver, I should say. Do I recommend taking anti-anxiety meds as a nurse? I recommend always listening to your provider as a nurse. If your provider recommends anti-anxiety meds, I recommend you listen to your provider. I am not one to tell you that they are wrong. There are plenty of nurses, and believe it or not, there's a lot of anti-vax nurses who will tell you need a clear mind at all times. Don't take any meds. Don't take any anti-anxiety meds. Don't take anything like that. I am not that nurse. I want you to have your choice, and if your provider is telling you, hey, you need to take anti-anxiety meds, you need to take, whatever the med it is, listen to your provider. And if that anti-anxiety med isn't working for you, go back to your provider and say, hey, this one isn't working. So if it's needed, take it. I am not going to tell you not to. So anytime your provider tells you, that's what you need, then that's what you need. But always also be straightforward to your employer about what you're taking, because sometimes employers don't necessarily want certain meds on the floor if you're taking them. A lot of friends who just graduated with some bachelors. Yeah, it's so bad that they're setting high schoolers up to go straight to college. I think that started maybe a little bit before I graduated high school, or a little bit after I graduated high school. Like they pushed really hard for everybody to go to college, 4-year college. Like we had a 4-year tech prep, I think is what they called it in high school. They really pushed so hard for everybody to go to college and get a 4-year degree. Well, then, as soon as everybody who's my age graduated college, 2 years later, the dang economy tanked. None of us had jobs, college degree or nothing. None of us had jobs because of 2008, but, and that happened within like 2 years of those guys graduating college. So then they would had tremendous student loan debt, and now no jobs, because, they'd have been the first ones hired with those big college degree jobs that they'd have. And so I don't agree with the pushing of the high schoolers to become these big time college degree peoples. I think they need to push more workforce development than they need to push college. That's just what I think. But I'm not an educator, nor am I a person that sees the future or whatever. In the U.S., well, it depends on the hospital, but yes, in the U.S., an LPN can work in the hospital. Not sure about a research nurse. Typically, when it comes to research, they want the BSNs and the MSNs. They want the highest degrees possible for research. Typically. I had an aunt who was a research nurse, but she also had a 4-year degree from Carolina. So typically they want the BSN. So you probably could get the job. I don't really necessarily know that they would hire you. You could probably be a research assistant, yeah, but I don't think you could be the actual like clinical research nurse. I don't think that I don't think that you could do it as an LPN, unfortunately. But yeah, there's plenty of accelerated programs. I'm not sure about in Canada, but here in the United States, like Arkansas University has a LPN to BSN, or LPN to BSN degree. North Carolina has a ribbon program, RBBON, I think is how it's spelled, ribbon, and it's LPN to BSN. But you got to go like 3 different schools. It's not a quick fast track program, or it's a fast track program, but you still got to go to like one community college and like 2 universities, I think. Maybe it's just 1 university. Anyways, you're working like every single day on that degree though for a year. It's not you don't have time to like have a family or a life or anything. Every single day you're in class for that 1 year. It'd be a big sacrifice, but you could definitely do the ribbon program. There's a school here locally called Winston-Salem State, and they have a 1-year BSN program. See if I can pull it up. But you're literally going to school every day. There it is. Let's see if I can find it here. Washington State. No, I don't want Washington State. I want Winston-Salem State. No, I put A instead of S. But right here, Winston-Salem State, this school's 45 minutes away from me, something like that. But there's an LP and the BSN path that you can take, and this is just Winston-Salem State University. So there's definitely ways to do it, but like I said, this degree right here that I'm talking about right here, I've known people that did it, and it took them 1 year, and it was literally every single day for 1 year to do it. So not an easy path, but it can be done. Took me a little bit to find that, but not an easy path. It might be the way to go. The GPA requirements. I don't think we even have GPA requirements for LPN to RN bridge program. I don't think there are GPA requirements. I think they just want time as an LPN. before you go into the bridge program. I don't think that they have GPA. They're not worried about it at all, because I've talked to my community college about doing the bridge program, and they never said anything about GPA. My GPA was miserable. Yeah, usually you have to have a I don't think you have to have the bachelor's to get into the Winston-Salem State. I think you just have to have the LPN and the clinical experience. But I would not be surprised if you have to take plenty of prereqs to get into that program, or any LPN to BSN program. I'm assuming you'd have to have plenty of prereqs. You couldn't just jump in, however you want to. But I could be wrong. Maybe you could do co-recs, which I do not recommend at all. I did co-recs for my program. I wish I would have done them before I went into nursing school. It made it so much harder. USA is much easier. I don't know. Could be. Canada's colder though, so maybe people are upset that they're cold all the time in Canada. That could be why it's easier. I don't think it's easier, but that's just my theory. What shift would I recommend as a new LPN? If you want to learn as much as possible as a new LPN, go to day shift. If you want to survive and not pull all your hair out every single day, go to night shift. Because you're going to learn a lot in night shift, and you're going to have a lot more downtime to do charting and things, but you're still going to have to stay up all night. Day shift, you're going to be running around really fast all the time, and you're going to learn plenty on the fly, and it's going to be no fun, and you're going to get stressed out very easily, but you get to see your family and stuff. So I started in night shift. That's where I got my start. 3 to 11. 3 to 11. 3 to 11 does most so the med pass is lighter, but what 3 to 11 does that people typically don't talk about is they do a lot of the treatments. So that's a lot of your wound cares and a lot of your IVs and things like that, because you have the time to do it and your people are still awake. So 3 to 11 is a different sort of animal all in itself. Is a different entity. That's a lot of your trach cares, that's a lot of your wound cares, that's a lot of your IVs, cleaning up your catheters on your people and stuff like that. So different shift altogether. Do you got clothes on? Yes. Okay.
I don't have any earrings.
You don't have any earrings?
Yes.
Mommy might have them. Can you stick to only day or night shift for a long time? You can stick to day or night shift for a long time. No, you wouldn't have no problem with that. Sorry, my oldest distracted me there for a second and I lost my train of thought. Last thing I wanted her to do was bust up in here with no clothes on and then get in some serious trouble over that. I don't think I'm going to get my RN anytime soon. I keep telling myself that I'm going to go back eventually, but I just don't think I'm going to do it anytime soon. Probably when my kids get older. Oh, so her earrings are in here.
No, there's a set in there.
Oh, there's a set in here. 3 to 11 is not a bad shift at all. It's just a different animal all in itself. Hey, Gator.
Hey.
Night. I love you.
Or she could come say hey. It's
Oh.
alright.
I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah,
Night night. Yeah, 3 to 11 is its own little animal. It's one I've only done a few times. I never was permanent on 3 to 11. It's not that it's too hard, but it's not one I ever liked working. Not one that I ever did permanently. Slide that up a little bit. But my end goal is to be a FNP in pediatrics. So I would need to get my BSN for that. But at the moment in time, I do not plan on going back anytime soon. Of course, I want my kids to be a little bit older before I get back. So maybe we'll see. I might get too old and just not go back, get too comfortable being an LPN and never go back, which there's nothing wrong with that either. So could go either way. I just realized how crooked I'm sitting. Six months. No. I mean, I don't know. What kind of 6 months are you talking, Aaron? Are you talking like acute long-term care? Like you've been in acute long-term care? Then yeah, I would say go for it. If you're talking like you've been in home health for the last 6 months and now you want to go to acute care and travel, I would say no. So it kind of depends on where you've been for the last 6 months. A really hard high acuity unit, yeah, you should be fine. Something super duper easy, I would say no. Probably wait a little bit longer. So it kind of depends on your unit after 6 months. I'm planning on getting my BSN online. No, I'm not planning on getting my BSN online. I hate online school. I'm an old person. I don't like online school. Yeah, the ED for 7 months. Yeah, that's probably okay to travel after that. Yeah, because you've probably seen a bunch of stuff, a bunch of high acuities and things like that. So yeah, I think you'd be all right after 7 months. You might have a hard time finding somebody to take you, but maybe not. There's probably such a shortage that they would take you after 7 months. So yes, I would say yeah. Have you ever heard? Have I ever heard of the show Getting On? No. Have you ever heard of the show Getting On?
Mm-mm.
I haven't either. What is Getting On? What is the show Getting On? Like, is it a cable show? We only really watch like children's channels because our kids rule the TV. You want to sit in the captain's seat now? Take the other seat?
Okay.
I never heard of that show. Is it a medical drama? Medical drama. The only medical drama that I've seen that I think is actually like legit is the very first season of Scrubs. Like after the very first season of Scrubs, I think that they went more Hollywood than actual hospital. Like when the doctor was pushing around the dead lady, and he was like, "Nobody talks to you when you push around a dead person." Yeah. I mean, I've never seen a doctor do that, but I've seen doctors who I would think would do that. Definitely. Oh, dang, you retracted your message. I can't read it now. I know I said something about the show. It's like I keep getting pressured to get my RN. Why can't I just be an LPN and just be, because I'm 27?
Oh, you still get pressured to be an RN.
I still do sometimes, but it's
Not
different.
at your job now, but
No, not in my job now, but I still get pressure to get my RN, but I don't care. My bills are paid, my kids are fed. You know, there's no need for me to go any further. You know, everything's fine right now, so what do I need to go any further right now? I mean, yeah, I want to be a FMP, but I'm not. You know, I'm not worried about it right this second. All right, so.
B.
Hmm.
Was an FMP.
One of the doctors at work is a FMP, family nurse practitioner.
Oh yeah, you haven't told me that that's what you wanted to do yet.
That's because I have not pursued that at all.
Yeah, you still have not told me that that's what you were deciding to do.
Well, I mean, that's always
Y'all
a thought.
found out before me.
Hold on, let's read about this show.
Oh, okay, change the subject.
Let's change the subject quickly. Follows the lives of overworked nurses and doctors, elderly patients, in Mount Palms Hospital. I bet that show's probably pretty legit. Especially if you catch one of them nurses like on an off day. I bet that it's about
getting on.
Getting on. I bet that show if they catch a nurse just right and they're good and upset or good and tired, or even a doctor, I bet they catch some real legit answers. Some real like, I'm done with this mess, throwing in my keys, here's my cow, here's my badge, deuces. I bet that they do. If they legit catch people like at the very end of a hard shift, they probably catch some very honest opinions. I've never seen it.
It's on HBO.
That's
watch it. We don't have
cable, but it might be on HBO streaming service, but we don't have that either. Oh, it's scripted. No, probably not. Then it's probably not legit. It depends on who wrote it, though.
We'd have to see.
I'd have to see it. It kind of depends on who wrote it. If a good doctor or nurse wrote it, then it would be legit. I've never seen the show, but I have heard Nurse Jackie is legit. Never seen it. I cannot speak from experience.
We don't get to watch a lot of TV.
No, we don't get to watch a lot of
TV.
adult TV. But I've heard Nurse Jackie is legit. Never seen the show. So, and I think that takes place in a hospital as well. Could be wrong. Hold on, what? I gotta read that again. What are complications you have seen in a drug center? Are you talking about like since I'm in substance abuse? Or are you calling the place I work a drug center?
Yeah, I think that's what I think.
Is that what you meaning, or do you mean like just like events that happened at work while I was on the job that I'll never forget? I mean, I can go into detail about both. I mean, I'm gonna be vague because of HIPAA, but yeah, I remember several different things. Because in substance abuse, there's all kinds of stuff that you'd never think. Yeah, substance abuse. Yeah, okay. The things
overdoses a lot.
Yeah, overdoses happen. So I mean, that's that's kind of the nature of the beast. A lot of the things that I honestly won't forget are things that I actually heard from other patients that are so out there that they're true, such as like events that took place that were so far out there and so massively like strange. What do I got on me? That they cannot be forgotten. And I don't want to go into detail about them because they're probably one-off events that somebody would recognize. But yeah, definitely that, and definitely like substance abuse. Like I always see people that know other people, related to or whatever
baby
it may
mamas
be.
and baby daddies and.
Well, I was saying more like family, like.
But that's what I'm saying. They're connected somehow in there.
Not exactly what I was talking about, but
Oh.
I was meaning like brothers, sisters, moms, dads.
Oh yeah, with those, but
Yeah.
then you have the crazy ones that are the stories you have that are like
Yeah.
baby mama, baby daddy fighting
Yeah.
in the parking lot.
Those happen quite a bit. Baby mama drama.
Baby daddy drama too.
Baby daddy drama, but you say baby mama drama. It just flows better.
Okay.
I think so.
I mean, it does, but baby daddies cause just as much drama as baby mamas.
Agreed. Very much so agreed.
I think our internet went out for like a second, but it came back on.
Why do you think it went out for a second?
Because it said no data, and then it came back on to excellent condition.
Oh.
Connection.
I'm glad it says excellent connection now. Shoot. Did wrong. Oh, I'm messing up. I hope I didn't just delete like everybody. I wonder if this will do anything. Yeah, because my little monkey with the hammer's up there.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
So we still got internet.
Yeah.
If he was able to leave, or if they were able to leave a comment. But I don't know. You learn, like, each job you have, you learn so much about that specific area. And, I've been in long-term care, dialysis, diabetes, and substance abuse. And I feel like I've learned the most strange facts in substance abuse. I'll say. Like, I've learned the most, not even really interactions, but I've learned the most just far out there facts that are true facts in substance abuse. That are, just strange. That show, or maybe it was a movie. It was the one they just did. Michael Keaton was in it. I can't think of the name of it now. Hulu's the one that did it. Was it Hooked? Maybe, I don't know. But that one is like pretty on point. Let me see if I can figure out the name of it. There we go.
Dope sick.
Dope Sick. Dope Sick is the name of it. Yes. It's about the doctor that one of the doctors that was prescribing the medications in the real heavy part of the opioid epidemic, when the pharmacies or the pharmaceutical companies were pushing real hard. That's a pretty true documentary there, the Dope Sick. So all the events that you see in that are probably watered down. To be honest with you, they probably happened exactly the same way, except like to level 10 instead of in the movie it's probably like level 4.
Movie or shows or episodes.
Yeah, I think it's
it could be like 4 or 5 episodes.
I think it's a not a docu-series, but like a mini-series. That's the name of it.
Oh, season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a mini-series.
Episode 108? Is that what
I think it's 108.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 8 episodes in season 1. I don't know if there's season 1.
I don't think there'll be a season 2, but there could be. It's not like Squid Games, where now they're making a Squid Game season 2.
Are they making a season 2?
Yes, and they don't need to.
No, it ended the way it needed.
They should have let it die, right there. Or not die, but they should have let Squid Games be the end of that. Of course, it's going to be a financial success, but
I don't know.
There is I think it's on YouTube, but it's an old documentary, and it's called Methadonia, I think is the name of it, and it's people in New York City, and that one is like pretty close to on point as you can get, because it follows like really hard lives of some people in substance abuse. I think the name of it is Methadonia. Let me see. Yeah, Methadonia. 2005 is when that one came out. That one is pretty on point. Like they did a pretty good job of not hiding things in that one. Sort of like the Wild West and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia, I think is the name of that one. Is another good one to watch if you want to see documentaries on true substance abuse. Those two do a really good job. Of course, it took me like 4 days to watch Methadonia on my phone while I was at work. Did I smash your toes?
You did.
I'm sorry. My thing is right there. I'm not trying to smash your toes. I don't know if we lost connection or...
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. It's like our internet is not wanting to cooperate with us tonight, which is not good. Pull that up. I think it's still going on.
It's working on my phone, so...
Welcome back to live chat. That's uncool. Yeah, Methadonia. It follows some poor guy around. I cannot remember his name, but he just like keeps falling asleep everywhere he goes because he's so strung out and withdrawing and whatnot, not feeling good at all, I'm sure. Yep. Dang it.
What?
It's not very good. Viewers will experience buffering.
Oh, it's YouTube, not...
I don't know if it's YouTube or if it's us.
It's not us. We have good connection. Because it's on my phone, too. My phone.
Dang it.
Oh, wait.
Are we back on? I don't know. Not sure. I am sorry, guys. We are having internet issues today. Absolutely no fun. Have a good night, Koala. If you're still on here. I'm not sure if you are, but I am having issues, or I am back on, because I know I'm having issues. Because
it says the live is 58
59. Oh, I am on. It must have restarted or something, because it says we've only been live for 1 minute and 4 seconds.
And
so
we've been live for like almost an hour now.
Yeah. So.
Oh, it says an hour on this though. Or almost an hour. Okay. Well.
Okay. All right. We'll see you later, Koala. Because we were blinking real hard on our end.
Yeah.
So I didn't know, like, if anybody was even on or what. Our screen was freezing and and everything. So, yeah, we'll see you soon, Koala. Whenever you jump back on here, we'll do these on Saturdays. Typically every Saturday. Sometimes not, sometimes yes. Kind of a bummer that we're having issues tonight. How long was this one say? I've been on that for now. Just checking my time, see if it refreshes our time again. I am not IV certified, but I don't have to be IV certified. I can still do IVs and not be IV certified because it's not something I have to have. Hello, Jordan. Jordan, forewarning, we on our end are having internet issues.
But I think we're settled.
We might be settled now, but no, I don't have to be IV certified, and I'm not IV certified. I could be. I could take the class and become IV certified, but I have not. And it's okay. I do a lot more sticks than many people. Oh, look at that. All of our viewers dropped. But it says excellent connection.
It could be just from where it did it earlier.
It could be.
No, he's. It could. I think that one's like lower. That
Yeah,
one's
one of them's
behind.
Yeah, one of them's behind and one of them's in front.
Yeah, this one's.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. The weather's not even bad here. It's cold, but the weather's not bad. There's nothing breaking or anything. No wind blowing. So yeah, sorry we're having issues tonight. Kind of a bummer.
It is raining outside and cold, so that could be
Yeah.
part of it. And windy.
Don't know. Time Warner became Spectrum, and they're just as bad. They just changed their name. We got Spectrum. They're just as terrible as Time Warner was.
Did it just say not connected?
No, it said we had an issue. I think that was... Where? Oh, that's Bluetooth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
No, not another issue. I don't think. Could be wrong. Oh. Let me see. Maybe I need to leave that one up so we can see when the comments come through.
Said that it comes through faster on that one.
Yeah, I think it does too. Could be wrong though. Could be wrong. But there's no, I don't know. I know like in Texas, I think you have to be IV certified to do IVs in Texas. Like I don't think a regular LVN is allowed to do IVs. Maybe California too, because they're also LVNs. But it doesn't really matter here. We can do it. We can do IVs, just like anybody else. Not anybody else, but any other nurse here. We've had plenty of LPNs run really hard meds like vancomycin and cortisone and amiodarone and all those other things. I've seen LPNs run all of those meds IV, so there's no need to be IV certified. A lot of times the employer will do it. They'll send you through a little class and IV certify you on their little class in their HR department or whatever it is. What do they call those things? Health education, health employment education, something like that. I don't know. Employment health. I don't know. I can't remember the names of those places, the educational places for workplaces. Continuing education is what we call ours, so it's fairly simple. Call it continuing ed, which I think that's a better name than anything because it tells you what you're doing, at least. Continuing your education. One class at a time. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. All right, now this one's back up, it looks like. That took a good little while for that one to come back up. There we go. I'm leaving him like that for a little bit. I think that our internet issues and our buffering ran a bunch of the people's off. I'm sure it did. I would have ran off if I was on the live stream. Somebody was having internet issues. I know. There is, at this moment in time, no new news on the cap. I am anxiously waiting news on the cap because it's kind of a big deal. I mean, let's just do a quick Google. But I'm kind of anxious about the pay cap just to see if anything's going to happen about it. But at this moment in time, there's no change at this moment in time. But I mean, I think something's going to happen. Because too many congressmen, signed that thing for nothing to happen. But I really hope that they do not take it out on the nurses, because that's just going to put a massive shortage that's already on a shortage that's going to happen. Because a lot of those travel nurses are really only there for the pay. I mean, I'd be there for the pay, making $100,000 do the same job. Yeah, I hope there's no cap for the nurses end of it, like the actual workers. But I think that there'll be, hopefully there will be a cap on like what the companies can charge and what the CEOs can make, and then hopefully that does not come back and translate down to the nurses and the nurse aides, because of course they're the biggest employer of those companies. There's only like one CEO. There's 50,000 nurses, maybe not 50,000, but I hope there's no cap. I hope not, but getting cold.
Not been cold.
Oh.
It's cold in the girls' room.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it'll translate down. I think that there'll be a union though that says, hey, don't do this. I don't know if there is a travel nurse union, but I know there's like unions up north that they fight for pay and stuff like that. But you can't take somebody who's a travel nurse at this moment in time making, let's just throw a rough estimate, $200,000. If there's one making $200,000 right now, and then you cap it, and I think the rumored proposal is $104,000. So if you have $200,000 and then they cap it at $104,000, you lose $96,000 a year. You're automatically going to quit. No one's going to take a $96,000 a year pay cut.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, nobody's going to do that. You're going to go to something else. And so if they do that, they're going to lose a bunch of jobs. If the higher ups have to make less, they're always going to take it out on everybody else. They're going to be mad, that they've made it as high as they did. Oh, I'm the CEO, I made it this high. And they're going to take it out on everybody else, which is unfortunate. What I'd love to see happen, this won't happen, but what I would love to see happen is travel nurse agencies undercut each other. It won't happen. But I would love to see like hospitals be able to like shop around and be like, hey, I wanna go to this one, and then they shop around and they're like, oh no, I wanna go to that one. Oh, I went buffered again. Well, I'm buffering some more. Yay! So much fun. But I would love to see like hospitals get the option to shop around and be like, hey, I want ABC nurse agency. Oh, we'll send a nurse for $2 million. Oh, we'll send a nurse for $1.5 million. And they shop around and they cheat themselves out of money. But that will not ever happen. That's a very, very unlikely possibility. Caught COVID twice from work. Ugh, that's miserable. Probably got vaccinated too because you're a travel nurse and they make you stay up on top of all like your boosters and everything. Ugh, that is terrible. But yeah, at this moment in time, there is no cap. But that sucks catching COVID twice. I mean, it sucks catching COVID once. But twice sucks. And being vaccinated and boosted up and all this other stuff. That is no good. Let me see if time reset it on this one because it's jumping again. No. Still says 12 minutes. Kind of a bummer. Got the J&J. I got the J&J single too. Not because it was a single vaccine, but because it was not an mRNA vaccine, and I did not want the mRNA vaccines. I wanted the J&J because of what it was and how it was and everything. I didn't trust the mRNA vaccines. Was not against getting vaccinated. I just didn't want Pfizer or Moderna. So I waited until it became available, and then like the day it became available here in North Carolina, like 6 women got blood clots all between the ages of like 18 and 48. Like that was the day I got my shot.
And then it went on it was like you couldn't get it for a while.
Yeah, and then
I couldn't get it because I was gonna get the same one.
Yeah, it was several months later before she was able to get her J&J.
And I didn't want the Pfizer or Moderna.
Yeah, so it was months later before she was able to get the J&J.
Which was fine. We'd both had COVID already, so I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we'd already both had COVID.
And none of our kids got it. It's just
thankfully.
me and him and my grandmother.
Yeah, thankfully none of the kids got it. Your mom got it too.
Yeah, I don't know how they didn't get it though, being up our butts like they were.
Yeah, we were in the same house, so I don't know how they didn't get it.
The quarantine protocol when we first got it was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Our kids were out of school for an hour, 2 weeks.
A full month.
And then they had to do 2 more weeks of quarantine.
After his quarantine was
After my quarantine was up. And like they had like another week on top of mine from her quarantine because of the time frame.
They were out of school for a full month.
It was miserable. Now they only have like 5 days and then
5 days.
5 days out and then 5 days of wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Which there's no mask mandate here locally for our kids in school. Which is awesome because our kids hated wearing those masks. But we're going to make them wear them so they can go to school.
Yeah, they going to school.
They going to school. They ain't.
No, you ain't staying here.
They ain't staying at the house. They going to school. They ain't being no homeschool youngins.
No, I can't do that.
Mm-mm. No way.
Ain't no way.
Mm-mm.
I'd go crazy.
Like that Prince song.
What?
I think it's called "Let's Go Crazy" is the name of the Prince song.
The Prince song?
Yeah, the Prince. Yeah, Prince from.
I know Prince
from the '80s. Yeah. I can't sing it right now, but.
No.
Anyways, he says "Let's go crazy" in the song, and so it's like the kids. They just went crazy.
They were past crazy.
Our oldest got in-school suspension while she was homeschooled while the schools were shut down.
Yeah.
We put her in a corner Put her in a corner with her desk all by
And
herself.
the corner was the hallway.
At the end of the hallway. Like, there's no doors down there. Where she was at.
No, it's pretty sad. I'm glad you and your...
Anything specific about the other vax? Like why we didn't get it? I just did not want the mRNA. I just didn't think it was a good choice. I thought that the J&J was a better choice. And
For us. Other people can choose what they want.
Yeah.
That's our opinion on it. Everybody has their own opinion. And everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
But we just thought that the J&J was a better option for us. Better choice to be made. But I think the older people had to get the Pfizer or the Moderna, didn't they? Like, if you were over a certain age, you had to get Pfizer or Moderna?
No.
Like, they wouldn't give it to you?
No, I don't think so. Because, it was just they were pushing for older people to get a vaccine way before they had the J&J ready.
Yeah. Because we had, like, five criteria, I think. Like, five groups. So it was, like, healthcare workers and old people. And then it was, like, teachers and like grocery store workers or essential employees. And then it was like at-risk people.
Yeah.
And then it was regular, like people over 18, and then like the younger crowd, 12 to 18,
it was
I think.
before 18 first, because I was in the batch before the 18-year-olds. It was like 25 and up or something like that, and then it was 18 and up, and then now it's like
5 to 105,
yeah,
5 to forever. They'll vaccinate anybody now. We did not get our children vaccinated.
Again, our opinion, our choice.
Nothing against people that do get their children vaccinated, but
we won't for a while until it's proven that it's not going to bother them or hurt them.
Yeah, we did not vaccinate our children for COVID. They have all their other vaccines.
Yes. We're not against vaccines.
No.
Don't agree with the COVID vaccine for children right now.
We did not. It was a good choice on our end, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah. Complex situation. Yeah, once you start getting into vaccine status, like I think the saying used to be, you don't talk about politics or religion at the dinner table. I think that they need to add a third category to that. You don't talk about religion, politics, or vaccine status. Vaccination status. Vaccination status at the dinner table, at the Thanksgiving table. You don't talk about
vaccines,
politics, and religion. I think they need to add that to the saying. So many people feel so differently.
Strongly on different sides of it.
Yeah, the company that I work for does not require you to get a vaccine, but they make you do a lot more testing. And so we have nurses that work for us now that are like, I'm not getting the vaccine. I'll never get the vaccine. Test me every day. I'm not getting it. You know, they say, oh, it's the mark of the beast and whatever. I don't feel that it's the mark of the beast, but you know, if you're gonna not get vaccinated, you're gonna have to figure out where you're gonna work if you're a nurse sometimes, which is kind of a bummer. You know, people need to have the freedom of choice, but you know, we definitely have several nurses who only work for us due to the company I work for's vaccine status. But, you know, 'tis what it is. kind of a bummer. Kind of a bummer it's got to be that way because, for almost the entirety of 2020, there was no vaccine, and there were plenty of nurses getting the virus. And PPE was so scarce, and masks were scarce, and gloves were nowhere to be found, and those nurses weren't vaccinated then, and they were healthcare heroes. And then whenever the vaccine is available, and PPE is now becoming more and more available as supplies start getting better, now they have to get vaccinated or they lose their jobs. It's kind of a bummer. Like, oh well, we didn't have PPE and you didn't fire me then. Now we have PPE and now you want me to get my shot, or you're gonna fire me. So I think it's. I think
now
it's
not a hero anymore.
Yeah, you're not a hero anymore.
No doubt. There we go.
No more free pizza.
No more discount anywhere.
No more discount anywhere. Crocs was giving away free nurses' shoes during the height of the pandemic. I never was able to get a pair of shoes.
I did apply for you though.
Did you?
I did.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
In there. But the wait list was so long.
Yeah, there was a huge wait list for those Crocs. I don't know how they were able to prove everybody was a nurse though.
There was like
for those free Crocs. No, it still says 22 minutes. Yeah, the free Crocs were cool, but no one ever. I don't know who got those free Crocs. Cause they gave away like 600 pair a day for a month.
It was a good bit for.
Yeah.
But
it was a good bit for a whole month.
Probably bigger cities and bigger hospitals for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing was gonna be short lived. It was definitely not a long-term plan. Everybody was a hero for a little bit, and then nobody was a hero. I really liked it, and I wanted so badly, and I didn't figure out how to do it. Get my name on the NASCAR when they were putting.
Yeah.
They had the driver's name, and then right under it they had a healthcare hero name, and I wanted so badly to figure out how to get my name underneath the driver as a healthcare hero. But at that time they weren't having fans in the stands or anything, so because I wanted to be a healthcare hero so bad just for that, not for anything else, because it was only really just a name. We were healthcare heroes in name, but not really in anything else. Like we would go places, and like it would say like discounts for healthcare heroes or something like that, and I'm like, oh, I'm a nurse, and they'd be like, do you have your ID? No, I don't have my ID. I left it in my car. I don't carry my ID everywhere I go. And oh well, the discounts. You don't get the discount. You gotta have your ID to get the discount. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like I don't get this because I don't have my ID. I'll show you my license because I got it on my phone. Well, I'll show you my license, but no one wanted to hear that. They didn't want to hear, let me see your nursing license. They just wanted the ID, and it was, it wasn't the same.
And it's like I risk my life every day for you.
Mm-hmm. And now I have to have my ID to do anything. Now the military I get, because the military carries their ID like everywhere they go.
They have to have their ID.
The people that get the military discounts, they have their ID. They don't wear it on their shirt. When they take their shirt off. Typically at that time when the COVID was the biggest, I was changing at the door. I wasn't bringing that mess inside. And so,
or you would change like downstairs.
I would change like downstairs, but
as soon as you got in the door downstairs.
Yeah, I'm not bringing my badge with me everywhere I go. That messes on my clothes. I'm not taking my COVID clothes everywhere. And then people look at you funny if you ever did wear your scrubs out.
Oh, God.
In public. Man, they looked at you like you killed somebody. Like, you better not let nobody see you with your scrubs. Or, like, the worst one was, like, if you wore your scrubs and you didn't have a mask on. Oh. you were a terrorist. You were like the worst human being imaginable if you had scrubs on and no mask. During the, if there ever was a store that said, oh, you don't need a mask in here or whatever. Oh, you were the worst human being ever. Don't worry if anybody else had a mask on or not. You were the terrorist. You were the devil.
You don't have a mask on.
You don't have a mask. Yeah. Don't bring that COVID up in here. I mean, you can see YouTube, plenty of like nurses getting chewed out by people in stores because they've got their scrubs on. And it would be terrible, like if it was like a X-ray tech or something, somebody who doesn't really see patients. They wearing their scrubs at the store, chewing them out. You can't bring your scrubs in here. I don't even see patients.
I
look at X-rays. I look at the computer. I haven't seen a patient in 4 years. But good times. Yes, we all have our regrets. I know you spelled regrets, but I always say regrets. Because there's a meme of a kid that says no regrets with a tattoo on his chest says no regrets. Poor kid. Yeah, there was a lot of healthcare prejudice back, not so much anymore, but then there was. I can't even imagine like a big city like New York or something. That would have been terrible. New York City would have been miserable.
It was bad here, and we don't live in a big city at all.
No, we don't. But like New York or whatever. Oof. Chicago, LA. LA would have been real bad. I can just imagine LA being terrible. That would have been absolutely no fun.
You can see my head popping up everywhere.
Yeah, you can see your eyeballs. Your eyeballs are in the shot sometimes.
Oh, that's the top of my head right now.
Yeah. Oh no.
Come back, internet.
I clicked something. That's okay. It was just that. I think that one was me clicking something.
Don't be clicking like crazy. You get the internet all messed up.
I'm not trying to click like crazy. I don't want the internet to mess up. The poor old internet. Old. It's not very old.
No, our house is old is the problem.
Our house is old, but I don't think that's the problem with the internet.
No, just crappy internet service.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say we have a crappy house.
No.
No, we don't have a crappy house. We have an awesome house. It's so much fun.
Still gotta fix the sewage.
Yes, I know. I will say don't buy a split level if you ever get the choice. If you ever get the chance. Split levels are not designed to be correct. Shoot fire. I didn't know that was that way. The stairs and then like a floor and then the stairs again is just not a good design.
It just throws you off.
Does not throw you off?
It's nice to have it there for the door so you can put shoes and stuff there.
Yeah. Staff was abandoning facilities in 2020. I don't remember.
Well,
I remember the huge walkout. Like I was part of the people that had to come in and fulfill the spots.
Yeah.
For the walkout. I was never a walkouter. I think it's called a scab is the proper term.
You were one that filled in the spots.
Yeah, New York. Yeah, that definitely happened in New York. Because in New York, they had like tractor trailer loads full of people that had died because the morgues were full. But,
I mean,
think we did too here in Greensboro.
And there was one recent.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember the hospitals.
Not a walkout, but a non-show up is recent here.
Yeah.
Not very far. But.
Mm-hmm. That's when New York started giving out huge bonuses to the travel nurses, like $10,000 a week. I'm not sure how much of that the nurse actually saw, but yeah, it's like $10,000 a week and living expenses in New York. Yeah,
Golly.
they had an ad in the newspaper, I think, or like not the newspaper, but like
even here because or in the
like the
news,
website, like the news website.
Because you sent it, you showed me.
Yeah, I think I posted it on Facebook. It's like, let me go to New York. $10,000 a week plus living expenses.
Oh, somebody thought you were serious. I remember that.
Yeah.
Somebody did think you were serious. I was like, you're not moving.
No, I wasn't moving to New York. And I can't remember how long the assignment was. It was like 4 months, maybe. $10,000 a week for 4 months. Was that 4 times 4? 12 weeks. $120,000 plus living expenses. I mean, not sounding too bad. $120,000 in 4 months.
House be paid for.
House be paid for. That's for sure. I wouldn't even do anything else. I'd just make house payments. Because living expenses is already took care of.
You could go there and we'd stay here.
I'd bring everybody with me.
I'm not. Well, how would the girls do school there?
They would do school. They would do temporary school.
In New York?
Yes.
No.
No. Not happening?
No.
No. I'm not leaving my job now. I don't want to leave my job now. Shoot fire. My job now is awesome. That I've had for the last 7 years. But still an awesome job.
Until you decide to be a
FMP. FMP, yeah.
That you just now decided to tell me about, or tell them about, that I overheard.
Yeah. Rex's Retro says, I'm welcoming NYC anytime.
We have nothing against NYC.
She actually wants to go to Coney Island.
I want to see New York.
She wants to see New York. Yes.
I want to. I really do. It's not anything against New York. I just don't want to live in New York.
The only thing I know about New York is her grandmother lives with us. Hello, baby T.
Oh.
But her grandmother lives with us and watches Law and Order constantly. And that is all that I know of New York City. So when I get to New York City, I'm just automatically going to think like everybody's there to rape me or stab me or rob me and burn me. Like, because that's all I know of NYC. And I'm very sure that there is a lot more to it than what Law and Order tells me. But that is the only thing I've ever seen from New York City. And I imagine it's a beautiful place because everybody goes up there for New Year's and Madison Square Garden and, you know. Yeah. Things. They have a huge tree. Do they have the world's largest Christmas tree? At sure Rockefeller?
Yeah.
Will I ever try correction nursing? Probably not. But I did look into it.
What's correction nursing?
Going to jail.
I want to do that.
You want to go to jail? She wants to go to jail and do nursing.
Maybe not. I mean, I went to police school.
I never thought about it. I've worked with plenty of nurses who did correctional nursing. I've worked with nurses like that left their job at the jail and then came to where I work and then left where I work and went right back to jail because it was not what they thought it was going to be and then wanted to go back to jail. So.
Well, your job would probably be boring compared to that.
Yeah, probably, but you want to go to jail? But I could do like the Monopoly thing, like where it says just visiting on the corner. That could be my badge. It could be like the just visiting part, and then say, Chris.
That's one way to word it.
But yeah, I've never applied, but I've definitely thought about it, and I've definitely worked with people who did it, and have
You couldn't do it.
no problem with it.
You couldn't do it.
You don't think I could do it?
You're too sarcastic.
I am very sarcastic.
He's too much of a butthole and sarcastic. People would hate him.
Yes.
They'd want to fight him.
But
they would seriously, like, he would probably get shanked.
But in any case,
I'm just saying how it is.
No, I've never applied to correctional nursing, but definitely an option. I think they pay.
Option for you.
I think they pay pretty good.
It's not an option for you. You get shanked.
I didn't say for me. You're being mean tonight.
I'm not being mean. I'm just telling you the truth.
But I think they pay pretty good. But you'll be a state employee, or state or county. I'm not. It depends. If you go to jail or prison, or maybe federal if you go to prison. But with that, here in North Carolina, anyone can look up your salary, which is kind of a bummer about being a government employee in North Carolina. Everyone has the ability to look up your salary because it's public record. So I don't know if you want to keep that secret. Like one day your obscure cousin asks you for money. Like, hey, can I borrow $1,500? I'm like, no, I don't have it. And then be like, oh, well, you make however much money an hour, or however much money a year, whatever. I can't remember how it's spread out.
I think it's a year.
I think on the internet it says a year, or when you look it up it says a year. That'd be the worst thing for me, is everyone would know my salary. I think that would be the worst thing. Coming from someone who's done 2 videos of the exact cent I made on YouTube for the last 2 years. I still don't want nobody to know my actual nurse salary.
Well, that's different.
I mean, it's different because this is just this is just for fun.
Yeah. And you definitely don't make nothing on here.
No. Got enough to pay one bill. The monthly payment of the bill. Per month. I think so.
An eye doctor visit.
An eye doctor visit, yeah. Yeah, it still says 39 minutes, so we're still on.
Yeah, we're still good.
Good.
It went kind of funny for a second, I think, but I think it popped back up.
I think you're right. As long as you don't drop the soap or the iodine. Just don't drop anything. Or tie your shoes. Or, really anything that requires bending over. Just just keep to yourself.
That's your problem. You don't keep to yourself.
I do too.
No, you don't.
I don't get in other people's business.
It's not getting into other people's business. You talk to people.
I do talk to people. But, just don't be, don't be ugly or anything. I'm not sure I don't know if the inmates are restrained in any way when you are nursing with them. They have to be restrained?
Anytime they are being I'm pretty sure medically looked at. Because anytime they're taken to the hospital, they have to be restrained.
Well, I mean, I've had them in the hospital and they were restrained.
I'm pretty sure they have to be restrained no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just for safety for you and them.
Yeah.
Well, more you and the officer, so.
Yeah. And I'm sure that you probably have at least one officer with you at all times. Yeah, because at that point you start running into less and less HIPAA and more protection.
Yeah, there's no HIPAA then. They don't have any rights.
Yeah. So.
They lost all rights when they're in jail.
He said, no restraint.
No restraint?
That's what he said.
Yeah,
No restraint.
you'd be beat up.
Nah.
He can't fight, so he'd be beat up.
Yeah, but you're assuming they would just beat me up. An inmate saying, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would. Yeah, he would.
I make fun of people. I very often make fun of people to their face who are covered in tattoos and do not want me to stick them with the tiniest little needle. Yeah. I very often, like, I would say it's actually rare for me to not make fun of someone to their face who is covered in tattoos when I'm going with the needle. Yeah, it's very rare that
he'd get beat up.
I don't make fun of them when they have tattoos.
He's gonna get beat up. Yeah, you just agreed. You know it. Like, you're picturing it in your head now.
Before the end of the shift. Before the end of the shift. He said I would not even make it the full 12 hours. All depends on how many people I see. Do I see one an hour? Do I have a shift that's all charting? I don't know how much charting is done.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah.
Not making it the whole 12
You
hours.
gotta be able to cut. Stand up to them. Making sense.
Smell weakness.
Yeah, you ain't. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You ain't making it.
I'm very sarcastic. And oftentimes not serious.
And you don't cuss.
And I don't cuss, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could just get like an order for Howdahl, like a standing order for Howdahl for every single person. So like the instant I see them, I just jab them, I am Howdahl. Go to sleep. He would be an absolute character in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I would be the character, like the caricature, like the big-headed person. Instead of a character, I'd be a caricature. I'd be made fun of.
Yeah.
I could wear my pink and purple scrubs.
Just watch 60 Days In and you'll know what to do.
60 Days In. Was that the same guy that did the Super Size Me? Didn't he go to jail and make a documentary? I think he did. I could be wrong. The Super Size Me guy. That might be before other people's time. I don't know. Depends on the age of this crowd. If you're running around 40, then you would know Super Size Me. Is the guy that...
I don't think I've watched Super Size Me.
You didn't watch Super Size Me? I watched Super Size Me in school.
In school?
Yeah. I think it was my senior year that came out.
You watched it in school?
Yeah, we watched it in school. What year was Super Size Me? ...2004. So I didn't watch it in school. I did watch it. Morgan...
It wasn't your senior year.
Morgan Spurlock.
It had been your junior year.
No, that would have been my senior year. May 04.
Of 04.
Yeah. So, that would have been after my junior year. I know that. I graduated in May. So it would have been the very, very, very end of junior year. So I probably watched it my senior year.
Okay.
Right?
You said it came out in 04. You said my senior year.
It would have been my senior year, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's a show on A&E.
60 Days In is a show on it.
Like Scared Straight, I guess.
Yeah.
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 Scared straight, they go to jail, or they take the kids to jail.
Kids to jail.
Show them what not to do.
That's not true.
No, like the last episode I remember, like they made them run a lot. I didn't think that was it at all. Yeah, I didn't think that the scared straight was very good. Like they should have locked them in there. Of course, you know, I don't think you can do that with like a 13-year-old. Lock them in there with grown people.
All the parents have to do is sign a waiver.
Really?
I mean, not with the grown people, but they can lock them in there with the other teenagers that are there.
Yeah. Yeah, so not sure. I don't know. I wonder if they go back and like see. Oh. That is terrible. Student nurse was. That's not good. No, we can definitely.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, we can show that.
Oh.
So this was planned, I guess? That's if I'm understanding that correctly. That's kind of weird. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. But yeah, that's terrible. I'm not for all that. Yeah, not for either one, really. That's not good at all. In any case, moving on.
After you answer the question.
What question did I miss?
No, after he answers the question.
Oh.
If it was planned or if it was not.
Well, he said I heard, so
Yeah,
it's a rumor, I guess. Still, though.
Still messed up. That's
uncool. Yeah, that's awful. That's That's a no-go. Those are times like when you'd be concerned, like where you have to have like a officer with you at all times, armed and dangerous.
That student nurse needs to be like have like a psychic evaluation or something.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there had to be a psych evaluation after that. I mean, you can't. I don't think you can go through something like that without any sort of trauma mentally.
No,
I mean, of course.
But if it was a fantasy,
yeah.
But then you need a psych evaluation too, as to.
Yeah, but I would imagine.
Are you gonna keep doing it? You know, this type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd imagine a psych eval would be standard. But man, that is terrible. Not good at all. So let's go back to New York City now. And the big buildings out there. Just, sort of changing the subject. Or trying to. There's gotta be miles and miles of buildings in New York City. Oh, man.
When we do go visit New York.
Do you know how many working professionals?
Oh.
Really? I did not know that was even really an industry. I'm going to call it an industry. I don't quite know the exact term. But no, wow. I didn't know that, yeah. Kind of makes me weary of our justice system. Like, how do people get in? How do people get in to see the inmates? That is crazy indeed. Because the prisoners are in there for a reason. And I was thinking, maybe ignorantly that they were locked up, maybe seen through like a glass or something. Condemned killers with tattoos are the most preferred.
I mean,
That's how the guards make cash on the
you gotta
side.
think. How many? I've seen a lot of serial killer documentaries.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so women become obsessed with these men serial killers.
Like it's like a romantic
Yes,
obsession.
and they will write letters to them and think that they are their like wives, and the men they will write back to them, and they will like go visit them and give them money, whatever they want.
Really?
Yes.
So I guess this is also how like drugs and stuff get into jail. Well, I mean, I figured drugs got in through the guards, making
yeah,
money like
this is like
getting paid on the outside.
I just I told you I'm not surprised.
Yeah. That is legit crazy.
Told you I'm not surprised.
So I guess you slide the guard some money and then you get to go hang out with a condemned killer. With tattoos. Uncool. Yeah, unfortunately it is reality. Never try to understand mind of women. No, agreed. I can't understand. And I've got 3 daughters. I don't understand. I worked with a nurse one time that said, how did she put it? She said, women are a strange species or something like that. But she said big words that I can't remember at this time. An unstable species, something like that.
Unstable?
I'm not sure, but I was like, yeah, How about we don't work at jail? Somebody has to work in jail. Unfortunately. But,
I wanted to work with a drug dog or in the jail, but you told me I couldn't.
I didn't tell you
Chris
couldn't.
never tried to understand the intricate mind of a woman. Only your wife understands. We men can't.
Do you understand the mind of a woman?
I don't understand myself sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Especially when I'm like freaking out about stuff. I don't know why I freak out. I just freak out.
But yeah, unfortunately, somebody has to work in jail, and somebody's got to do it. It has to happen. But I wish that the guards weren't getting paid. I guess it stems to how much we pay the guards in order for them to take the bribes to take the women back to the inmates. Like, I wish I couldn't be bribed. Maybe we need to pay them better. I don't know.
You gotta think.
There's no easy fix for this question.
They have a nasty job too.
Oh yeah, I'm not disagreeing
And
that
they
at all.
don't get paid anything either, really.
No, I'm not disagreeing that at all.
So, and that side money is the way that they live.
Oh yeah.
Like when I was in school to be a police officer, the money you make pays for like your house and your car. That's it. You don't make enough money to pay for like anything else. So the money you make on the side is like your side jobs, like when you go work a football game or when you go work a private party or something like that.
Or the restaurant or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So
Life is a mystery. Life is a box of chocolates, and you never know what you're going to get. Old Forrest Gump said that.
duh.
But crazy. My eyes are starting to burn. Probably because I'm getting tired. Oh no, we're back to no data.
Oh, there it goes.
Are we back on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Life is a box of chocolates. Sometimes chocolate can be dark.
Sometimes the chocolate can be nutty.
Midnight wisdom. I like that retro.
Midnight wisdom.
Midnight wisdom.
We're almost at midnight.
Late night wisdom.
Late night wisdom. Well, I don't know where everybody else is at.
Oh, he's in New York.
I know Retro's in New York, but
New York same time as us.
yeah. Because Eastern Standard's sometimes called New York time. But if you're on the West Coast right now, it's like what, 9?
Is anybody here on the West Coast?
I don't know.
I was asking.
Oh. Is anybody on the West Coast or everybody on the East Coast? Or is anybody in like
Middle
Japan or Australia or, Hawaii? There was one from Canada.
Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Which you want to visit one day.
I have always wanted to visit Canada. I've tried several times to go. I've never made it.
We're going to go.
It's not a close trip for us.
We're going to go to New York too.
I'm going to go to New York City.
How many times have I told you I want to go to New York City?
Several. Several times you've said you want to go to New York City. I was in the words of my great-grandfather, when a woman decides to deal with you, even the devil takes notes. That was, I like that quote. I was a nursing assistant for 6 years. I did mainly home health care when I was a nursing assistant, but
And mainly pediatrics.
mainly pediatrics and home health care. But I did other stuff too. But I was a nursing assistant for 6 years, and then it was about 3 of it I was in school because I went to night school and went like as part-time as possible when I was in nursing school.
Because we also had I was pregnant and then we had a newborn.
Yeah, because I still had to get 40 hours a week, and I was going to nursing school, but like putting it off at the same time. I don't remember that. No, I don't remember that at all.
Oh wait,
Is that something you remember?
yeah, he looked like a model. Like he looked like a legit model.
Mm-hmm.
He meant top dollar, not doctor.
Mm-hmm.
He like his facial structure was like a legit model.
Like a model.
Like
he had the bone structure.
Yeah, like
I don't remember that.
because you wouldn't have. You would. It was one of the things you wouldn't have. You would have ignored.
Probably, yeah. He had the bone structure.
Like he looked like his picture, his mugshot was like a model picture. Like it looked like he was a model.
And I'm assuming that he had this bone structure, but probably had face tattoos or neck tattoos.
He had a neck tattoo.
Had a neck tattoo.
Yeah.
McDreamy. McDreamy was a doctor on Grey's Anatomy, I think. It was Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah.
Only reason I know, and this is y'all probably won't understand. The only reason I know who Patrick Dempsey is because he is also a race car driver, which no one knows that about Patrick Dempsey except for myself. But yeah, Patrick Dempsey is I think he's still racing. He is a race car driver, even though yes, he was McDreamy, and he was in 80s movies too.
Okay, read.
Pediatric home health nurse LVN is the number.
I think number one way.
Read.
Discipline bulletin. It's always pediatric.
Oh, so maybe it's not time to go into pediatric home health.
Good night, Jordan.
Good night, Jordan.
Oh, Retro knows that.
Yeah. Yeah, Patrick Dempsey, he's a race car driver. Him and Malcolm in the Middle. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, man.
Freddie Muniz.
Yeah.
Frankie Muniz.
Frankie.
Muniz.
It didn't sound right when you said it.
He's a race car driver. But yeah, Patrick Dempsey's a race car driver. But yeah, no, you want to like shy away from things where you lose your license. Like you don't want to put your license in jeopardy at all. So if like reports are coming out saying that everybody's losing their license in pediatric home health as an LVN, you'd be like, not playing that game. I remember when I was doing home health, like the reporting nurse, like if the reporting off nurse was a cool nurse, you were okay. But like if the reporting off nurse was like a jerk, I'll say it that way, and like there was one thing wrong on like your charting or whatever, they were quick to throw you under the bus, like quick, and it was scary, and I got out of that mess. I think I just had a bad assignment, but other than that, that wasn't for me. The assignment that I had just wasn't for me, mainly because of the nurse reporting off. At Chris wife model, looking good criminal got out. He got a modeling contract. That's how sick.
Gosh.
Wow, he got a modeling contract.
Yeah, I mean yeah. I'm not surprised, but
was he like was this criminal a violent criminal?
I don't know what it was.
Because it'd be terrible if this individual was like a rapist or a.
No, I don't think it was that. I think it was like theft or burglary. Something like that, but
like assault with intent to kill or something like that.
I mean, it
that
could
would
have
be.
been. I really don't know.
That'd be terrible because now that individual has the potential to make millions.
Look it up. Look up model man mugshot. I don't know. Just try that.
Model man mugshot.
Yeah, try it.
Model mugshot man.
Yep.
Is actually what the Google.
Yep, there he is.
Let's see what he got arrested for. So yes, he has neck tats. That looks like a face
Crip
tat there.
street gang.
Oh.
He's a Crip.
All right. So
He had arrested for a felonies weapons charge.
Wow. He has 2 children. Well, I got married in 08 and divorced in 18.
Did you look him up too?
Yeah, I looked him up too, yeah. Substance abuse.
I thought he had a neck tat. I told you he had a neck tat.
He does have a neck tat. He also has a face tat. He's a runway model now. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Acting career. He was also in acting. Wow.
Yes, I had to.
I had to too. Yeah, I had to Google him. I'm not. Wait a minute. The daughter of a British businessman.
Yep. In 2017, and he was married.
Yeah, he was married.
Mm-hmm. Green gave birth to the couple's first son in 2019.
I don't want to sound like unkind, but like, why would you create life with this individual? Like, why would you? You're already setting your child up for not the best time. I mean, it's just me. Just me on this one. Maybe I'm wrong.
because of who his name now.
Yeah, but you couldn't be like in love with that individual because you wouldn't really know them. You know, you would only know like their picture. It's not exactly the same thing as knowing them.
Well, obviously they had a relationship.
Definitely gonna use that. Yes, it's a legit question.
He says that a lot too.
Like, why would you, like, they created an entire human being with this individual. Two people created two entirely human beings with this individual. It makes no sense to me.
Well, that person was with him for a long time.
Well, the first person was married to him from 08 to 18.
That's 10 years.
Yeah, that's 10 years. But
we created 3 in 10 years.
This is true. But then I didn't go to prison and then create another child with another woman.
I'm just saying, we created 3 in 10 years.
This is true.
That's a long time. They created 2 in 10 years.
No, he created 2 in 10 years. He has one. He has one with another.
Anything to do with that?
No, he has one with another person.
They had 2 together.
No. He has one with her, and he has one with a British businessman's daughter.
Oh, okay. They only had 1 in 10 years? That's crazy.
How dare you judge them? They were married.
For 10 years and had 1 kid.
He was also in prison for a lot of that, too. Or
like
jail.
Off and on. Not...
Oh, well.
Then we sound bad. We have 3 kids in 10 years.
Some people don't have any children in 10 years.
Yeah, but they also
that's also their choice.
Issues or their choice.
If that's their choice, it's not issues, but...
Yeah, but we have 3.
Very true. To whom I worry about constantly. All 3 of them. Do you not worry about all 3 of them?
They're crazy.
They are. Hold on. Let's see what this says, because I had to show it. It's obvious didn't have the pimping game back in the day. We all know women love them rough, unstable men. Nice guys are boring. I would not say that I was a boring individual. I don't know.
Let's just say this. Chris was not a boring person. He also...
Was I rough and unstable?
He wasn't rough, but he was probably unstable.
I was probably unstable. I was an idiot when I was younger.
Yeah, exactly.
I was stupid, for sure.
Women like stupid men.
I was stupid.
Women like stupid men. You know why?
Is that how I got you?
I don't know. You know why we like stupid men?
Why do y'all like stupid men?
Because then we feel smarter than you. And we can tell you what we want you to do.
Oh.
In a way that we figure out ways to make you do it the way we want you to do it.
Oh. Did that work on me?
A little bit.
A little bit. I am an idiot, though.
Y'all, I do not
Still.
usually sound like this. I'm actually sick. So I sound like probably an old man through this thing.
She does not have the 19. She took a test the other day.
I did. Just because I wasn't feeling good.
We bought them. Bought a pack of them.
It's just sinuses. Weather's changing like crazy here.
Yeah, it was 70 degrees yesterday. It's 41 today.
Mm-hmm.
Craziness. But no, I had no pimp game back in the day. Back in the day,
He knew what he was doing.
What do you mean I knew what I was doing?
You flirted with everybody.
Oh. Anyways, what I was going to say. Back in the day, I don't know. Just being stupid. Isn't the type of guy. Wow, you're good at that. Hold on, I'll get to read the rest of it. I did not know you could do that.
Uh-huh. That's you.
I'll give you that one.
Yep.
That one's pretty good. Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head on that one.
Uh-huh.
Yes. That sounds pretty legit, Retro. Was rough and unstable PRN as needed.
No, he was. No, he was
I was just an idiot.
a dumb kid.
Yeah.
He had to grow up a lot.
Yeah.
That's all there is to that. He had to grow up a lot.
Didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
I could honestly hear myself
saying
I didn't know you could do that. Or something like, I didn't know that that's what happened. Or something like that. I could.
Or, how'd you do that?
How'd you do that?
Yeah.
Whoa, what happened there?
I don't have the roll.
She does not have the 19. We bought a pack of tests.
I can take the test right now.
Can't stay. Hold on. What does he say? Hey, good morning. Good evening, Tyler. Can't stay long. I've never happened across your live stream before. Been subscribed for a while. Your content helped entertain me a lot over the years and felt that I should say, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Currently pursuing nursing and have completed the prerequisites.
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you, Tyler. Much love your way as well, bud.
Great.
And then Retro chimes in. All right, Retro. Kind of weird. All right, so I know Tyler wasn't part of this conversation. Kind of weird coming from our previous conversation, just saying.
So, Tyler, we try to do this almost every Saturday. We don't get it every Saturday, but we try. Every Saturday.
It all depends on when the kids go to sleep.
And my work schedule, too.
Yeah, and her work schedule as well. But thank you, Tyler. Thank you for your encouraging words. Retro's going to be like, unsubscribe. But, I lost my train of thought now. I was about to say something else about can't believe you did that or something like that. I can't remember what I was going to say now. Lost my train of thought. I think our connection went down again. We've been having issues all night, though, with the internet, so I don't know if I'm buffering or not.
Oh, I was going to say, I can go take a test right now for them. I can go get it and take it on screen.
Take a COVID test on screen?
I can if they want me to.
We have them.
And prove it.
We have COVID tests here. Well, we have one left, I think.
No, we have one, yeah.
Yeah, I think we only have one.
I mean, I can prove I don't have COVID.
We're saving it.
For when we do actually feel like we need it.
Hey, are you open to having more children?
No.
I already know the answer.
Absolutely not.
No more babies. No more babies for us.
The third one was a surprise.
Yes.
The second one was a surprise.
Yes.
The third one was a big surprise, though.
Agreed. We were taking steps to not have more children when we had our third child. So, yes, no more children.
You want to tell that story?
I've told that story. It's in a video. But
they didn't. I don't know.
They may not have seen it. So, I got fixed. And the day I got fixed.
An hour before
before I got fixed. The day of my procedure, she says, I think I'm pregnant. And I was like, no, there's no way. And so I went to the store and bought a test that says the words pregnant or not pregnant. Like, we were not doing this. 2 lines means this, 3 lines means that. Look for the plus sign. I was like, nah, we're not doing that. I'm going to pay, because I was a nurse by then. I was like, we got the money. I'm paying the, whatever it is.
$19 for the dang.
We're buying the one that says the words pregnant or not pregnant. And so, I had done taking all my meds that sort of make you all loopy for the procedure. And I remember sitting on the shower in the bathroom, and she was like, it says pregnant. I was like, well, let's go ahead and finish this procedure. That way we can make sure we don't have any more babies. So, no more children for us. However, I would never trade my third child for anything.
No, she's great.
So,
We love all our kids.
we love all our kids. Very glad that she's here. But, yes, not planning on having any more children after that.
I hope our internet just didn't mess up when we told that story.
I think it did.
We have to retell that story.
I think the internet messed up. Let's see if it did or not. No, time didn't reset, so it must not have messed up. I hope everybody heard that. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
It says no
Yeah, it
viewers.
says 0 viewers. And it says that when the internet drops. So, I don't know. We'll find out if people start commenting. Well, you have Chris do.
See? You didn't hear the
Oh,
story.
did the story
It
not?
messed up.
Did the story mess up?
It didn't hear. Okay, so I guess he didn't hear the story.
Yeah. So I got.
Okay,
I
wait,
got.
make sure it's. Let's make sure it goes, because it still says no viewers.
Oh.
Let's make sure.
Let's make sure we're up and running.
Yeah.
No, I already got snipped. Yeah. Let's see. That says 0 too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Yeah,
There
it says 1.
Okay. When you're on here, send a comment so we can make sure, because we're going to tell the story.
But yeah, now it says 1 there.
Mm-hmm.
But it says 0 there.
Yeah, that's behind, because that one will say it, and then this will go down.
Oh. My favorite medical term, the snip.
Alright, so we know Retro's on, but I won't.
Oh, now it says 0 again for
I
everybody.
need T to be on.
Oh, Tuntun's here.
Hey,
What's up,
Tuntun?
Tuntun?
We need T to be on, because that's the one asking
But
about the snips.
yeah, because it's saying
Our
0.
internet's messing up, Tuntun.
We're having the hardest time tonight with the internet. Ugh. Kind of a bummer. And we're clicking around. I failed. Oh no!
No.
I hate that. Do you get to retake clinicals, or is that the end of it? Like, man, I hate that you failed acute care.
Was that the instructor you were talking about before?
No,
That
he was talking about an actual nurse on the unit before.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Man, that's no fun. But anyways, so all you have to do is repeat 2 months, though, right? Like, you don't have to like retake everything. I mean, it's still a bummer, still a huge bummer, but at least you won't have to like redo everything. You know, that would be really bad.
T and Retro, are y'all back?
Says no data.
Yeah, I know, but it's flipping back. I think it's back now.
Now it says exit connection.
Yeah, because
Then I'm not ready for a preceptorship. Told you your last day. I didn't even give you a chance to like fix it. Man. Okay, so T just said
T's
something.
back.
All right, so
Okay.
T's there. So anyways, I had already taken
Okay.
all of my meds.
yeah, T, we're telling the story about no more babies.
Need more time in acute care.
Well, the 2 months will.
Hopefully
yeah.
2 months will help. Anyways, no more babies. So I had already taken all my meds for the vasectomy, and she says, I feel pregnant. I think I'm pregnant. And I was like, nah, you're not pregnant. And so we bought.
Which with the other two before, you knew I was pregnant before I knew I was pregnant.
Yeah. And so we bought the test that said pregnant or not pregnant. Like, we paid the extra money to have the test that said the words pregnant or not pregnant. And she took it and it said pregnant. Like, as we were about to leave to go do my vasectomy, we figured out that we were pregnant with our third child. So we're not having any more after that. No more after that at all.
Because she is wild.
She is her own little person.
Wild.
Yes. But yes, Tun, that sucks.
It does, Tun.
That you failed your acute care clinicals. When I don't know if it's this way for you, but when I was in nursing school, if you failed a clinical, like, you were out. You were kicked out of the program.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it sucks, but the fact that you're getting to repeat the 2 months of clinical is kind of a good thing,
good, yeah.
You know, because you're not completely out of the program.
And you'll get more time.
Yeah, you'll get more time. And I know it sucks. I know it's no fun at all. But yeah, the repeating that in 2 months is that would, you know, you got kicked out.
Yeah, you were done.
You were done. If you failed clinicals, you were done. And you had 3 chances to get sent home. Like, if you didn't know your meds or something one day, you got sent home. If you showed up and, like, your uniform didn't match or whatever, you got sent home. And, like, your shoes had to be, like, white. That's to repeat theory and clinical. Yeah. The repeating the class, I mean, it sucks. It really does suck. But the repeating the class, at least you're getting to repeat the class and not, like, get kicked out. Which it still sucks. Yes. You know, don't get me wrong. But yeah, you had 3 chances in my nursing school, and once your 3 chances were burned up in clinical, you were out. Or if you failed 3 tests in lecture, you were out. If your grade got below an 80 with no chance of bringing it up, you were out.
I think that was just our school though.
Yeah.
Because it was that same way in our in police.
Yeah, because my community college grading scale was on like a 7-point grade, I think.
It was a very...
Or 5-point.
Very hard grading scale.
Heartless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Because they are
heartless. Yeah. In my program, 30 of us started, and then like 9 of us graduated. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in North Carolina. Yeah. Yeah, we were down here in North Carolina.
Still in North Carolina. Right
in the very middle of the state. It is halfway between Miami and New York City. And halfway between Charlotte and Greensboro is where my nursing school was. Fun fact.
And my BLET school.
It is the halfway meeting point for many a criminal. Back on the criminal train. Because it's halfway. But yes. It was a bummer. But anyways, like 30 of us started, and then like 9 of us graduated.
Yeah.
And that was after they whittled it down from like the start of the TEAS test and everything. There was like 200 that originally tried to sign up. And so, like 209 graduated. It's quite a gap. But yes, we're in North Carolina. And that's where school was.
I have to find the picture of you holding Gator.
Oh.
And show it.
Mm-hmm. When I was young and skinny.
Let me see. I probably can find it.
You probably could. Young and skinny and pretty. Ooh, I was pretty.
Right.
Wait, I wasn't pretty?
Shut up.
Oh man. How long? I've been at LPN. Not quite 10 years, I don't think. No, because Gator's 9.
And
8.
she was already, yeah.
She was born.
She was 2.
Was she 2?
She was.
I think 8 years. I think. I could be wrong. 80 out of 500. Yeah, that's probably about the same ratio. We didn't have a day and night program. We only had one program. So let's see. 500 divided by 80. Yeah, so it's close to the same amount of ratio as the 80 and 500 and the 30 and 200. So yeah, about the same. Drew insulin from a vial which doesn't have open date. Oh yeah, you have to check expiration dates. I write expiration dates on everything just to make sure no one uses something out of date. And yes, insulin's a big one that you have to check the dates on. Insulin is volatile, I think is the proper term. It's one that you definitely have to check the dates on. You can't, yeah. Definitely check the dates on that.
Look, I told you I had one that her and Squish
Mm-hmm.
were the same pose.
Mm-hmm. You sure did. 16% acceptance is not as bad as California. California also won't let you become a nurse if you have a criminal history of any kind, I think. But at the same time, California is hurting for nurses, which is, you would think that they would let some criminal things pass, but California's its own little entity, I guess. At the site said it's a new bottle, but my instructor still not happy. She said, at this point you shouldn't. No, unless you open it, yeah, unfortunately, unless you pop the top on that thing, you got to be the one to know you opened it. Yeah, you got to have a date or discharge it, which that it does suck, but yeah, you got to have dates on stuff. And that, to be honest with you, that could get you fired at a facility also. So always check your dates, because that could get you fired. So always remember, check your open dates and your 30 days. And then if things need refrigerated, I can't think of what comes to mind right off the top of my head, but if things need refrigerated and you got to check temperatures on the refrigerator or whatever, you better check that. Check that refrigerator temperature. That's another thing that will actually get you. 100% clear criminal record. Yeah. They don't mess around. The HESI, that's a term I haven't heard in a little while. Taking the HESI test. We have the T's, but I have heard of the HESI. And for fun, I took the HESI when I was in nursing school, and it didn't count for anything. It was just sort of something that I could take for extra credit. It gave me some hours out of clinical or whatever. So I took the HESI to see, that's because I wanted my feedback on if I took the HESI compared to the T's. And yeah, they both suck. But yeah, the fractions. Do you have to read the phone book in the HESI? I can't remember, because I remember we had to read the phone book in the T's, and we also had to know how clouds were made, and just crazy things on the T's test that we had to do. And it was crazy. And I think the HESI is the same thing as the T's. It's just made by a different company. Like one of them's Pearson VUE and the other one's Kaplan, I think. I can't remember which is which. But yeah, we use the T's test. So much fun. Yeah, the part with fractions. I don't remember the fractions part. I remember the phone book part. The whole thing was.
Can't find it.
Can't find it. It's all good.
I had it.
'Tis all good. I know I don't have the picture. Me when I graduated nursing school when I was young and pretty.
I have it somewhere.
I was a lot skinnier.
I thought I did it on her birthday post.
Mm-hmm.
Where I posted all those pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I did it on that one.
I know that I've seen it recently.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But yeah, anything that needs written down on the bottle of medication, you got to be up to date on that. More biology and chemistry and other science questions. Ugh. I took the T's V, so I assume that that's T's 5. What T's are they up to now? So, is there like a Wikipedia on the T's V? Originally published in, no, it couldn't have been in August 2016. Oh wait, that's the study guide. I was like, couldn't have been that late. ATI apparently makes the T's. No, because I was already graduated by then. I know I was. Because we had 2 children by 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it wasn't that late. Decided to quit because he needed repeat theory. Another 6 months. Ugh. I don't know if I'd have quit, but I'd have definitely been discouraged if I had to redo 6 months of class.
You had to do the whole thing over.
I would have been upset. But I don't think I would have quit. No one's taken this yet, but soon take the T7. Yeah, I feel like I had the TSV, but that said 2016. So would it have been IV? Because IV would have been 4.
I feel like it was the 3.
You think I took the 3?
I feel like it was the 3, but I don't know for sure.
I don't know either. Yeah. I don't know. Mine was. She says she thinks it was the 3 that I took. But I thought it was 5, but it wasn't 5 because that was way too late.
So it was either the 3 or the 4.
Yeah, it's either 3 or 4 because it had to be years before the 2016 because we had 2 children in 2016. Not 2 that year, but in 2016 we had 2 children. Heard the Nclex is changing drastically in a couple years. Is that true? It all depends on what Pearson VUE wants to do. I have not heard anything about the Nclex changing. So I don't know. What could be changing, what I don't know why they haven't changed yet, is the question-based answers that they have. Like you can pass the Nclex in like 75 questions, I think, or you could fail it in like 350 questions. So there's so many variables in it because it's like get one right, you move on. You get one wrong, you still move on until you get too many wrong, and then you fail out. So I don't know that it is changing or not. I don't know that for a fact. So I don't know. We can Google it though. Nclex changing. Oh, it says, apparently it does say 2023. So, next year. Yep. Well, the new release will be no earlier than 2023. So, potential to be later. So, apparently the Nclex is changing. I don't know about how drastically. Yeah, they might update it. I don't know. I mean, you still got to update things because medications change and practices change. I mean, think about how much time CPR has changed. Even in the short time I've been in the medical field, it's changed from like 30 compressions to 2 breaths to 15 compressions 1 breath, 15 compressions 2 breaths. And, you know, it keeps changing. The only thing that doesn't change is like the ABC part of it. But yeah, apparently it's changing in 2023.
That changed after COVID.
Oh, they have in North Carolina after or during COVID, they were doing
You don't do breaths, and you don't.
Oh yeah, you don't dress, but no, I will never be a preceptor. What was I talking about? I can't remember now. I done forgot. CPR changing. Yeah, CPR changes. ABC is the only thing that stays the same. I don't like being a preceptor. I hate being a preceptor. To a student or to a nurse, to a current nurse, precepting for a position. I don't teach. I don't educate. I'm not a very good educator. I'm not good at it. It's not something I can do. I can show you how you do it, and then like if you don't understand something, I can show you how to do it again. Like I can't just teach. I don't, if that makes sense. Like I can't just, I cannot teach. I just can't. I don't know how to teach. So I would be a terrible preceptor.
You do good enough to train people at work.
I train people at work, but I train people like how to do it, and then they move on from me to like a real good teaching nurse. So I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. You do good enough just to teach them, just to show them how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Time will tell about the Nclex and the CPR and all that mess. Such good times. And of course the internet is dropping yet again. Yay! Tonight is just not a good night for the internet. We pay our bills too, so I don't understand. I do not understand what's going on with this internet. Is that your hurt ankle?
Mm-hmm.
You mean real better now?
It's a bit easy.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, I think that last internet drop will be my last internet drop. It's running up on midnight, so I think I am going to go ahead and call it. Oh, you're still trying to find the picture?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if she can find the picture real quick. Yeah, mine is going in and out, and it is terrible on my end as well. We will find the picture of when I had graduated, and I can make it the picture for this live stream.
I'm trying to find it.
She wants to find it now. She gets stuck on things and she has to finish them like immediately.
It bothers me if I don't find it.
I know it does. But you know as well as I know this internet's going to go back out.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll figure out a way to post a picture of my graduation and how little my baby child was.
Oldest one.
My oldest one. She was little bitty at the time. But we're going to call it a night. just because we're having such issues with the internet going in and out. I really hate it. But thank you guys for showing up. We should be back next Saturday, Lord willing. Hopefully we'll have it better internet. Thank you guys. We will see you guys in a week or so. Of course, I'm going to post, fairly regularly.